Hi everyone, my name's Lena Robinson. Some of you might know me, some of you might not. I own a company called FTSQ, which stands for Fuck the Status Quo. It might be a bit shocking for some of you, but those of you that know me and understand me know that it's all about challenging the status quo. I'm more of a maverick than I am an anarchist, and I've decided I want to start talking to the world about lots of different topics and subjects that might be helpful for people, and start a series called Lena Unedited. The reason for that is I want to be truthfully myself, talk about topics that might be of interest to you, some that might be of interest to myself, and to just always be able to be who I am and what I stand for, which is very much about standing up for people. It's about being honest, unedited, definitely. I don't pull my punches. I wholeheartedly say what I think. And the reason for doing this is because it is International Women's Day today. And this week I've been doing different things like podcasts and so forth with regards to International Women's Day. And it kind of reminded me that one of the things that is important to me is purpose. And accelerate action was the theme of International Women's Day. And I'm the kind of person that if I see things that I don't agree with, I will say. And if I don't just say something, I will try and often do something. So that's why I've come on today to start Lena Unedited. I'll be reaching out to everybody in my community to talk about different topics that might be of interest to you guys. I think what's important for me is being able to connect with people. Some of you know that over the last couple of years I've had a bit of a hard time with chronic illness, and I am starting to come back. There's a whole lot of good things happening. I finally got on some good medications and so forth. And it's been a long haul. It's taken me much longer to get back than I thought. And I want to be able to share, I'm 52 years old at the end of this month, and I want to share some of the things that I've experienced in life that might help other people. So it's kind of why I'm here today. The big thing that I want to talk about with regards to International Women's Day, I've been thinking about this. I've just been to the Barbican and hung out with some friends of mine there and had my hair cut, which was nice. But what I was thinking about on the tube coming back was, what is it that's important to accelerate action? And it sort of came down to one point, and it's the point that I want to talk about today, which is decisions we make in our lives. So every single moment you have in your life, you can have a decision to go multiple ways. Sometimes it feels like there's only one choice, but I think it's really important that every single decision we make brings us to where we are today. There's been things I have done ridiculously wrong in my life. There's been some things I've made amazing choices on. And when I started FTSQ, which is a consultancy for non-conformists, which also has an additional business which is called the FTSQ Gallery, where I support non-conformist artists in the journey that they're taking. And the thing about decisions is, I've made mistakes on the way, and I want to share the good, the bad and the ugly with all of you. I want to be here to be able to answer questions sometimes, share what I've experienced, rightly or wrongly, good things I've done, bad things I've done, decisions I've made that have worked, decisions I've made that haven't worked so much. And I think one of the things I don't do is live with regret. So I try and always look at the future, learn from the past, obviously, and the things that decisions you may have made, or things that have gone wrong, and kind of learn from those. Nothing new about that, but maybe my filter on it might be interesting for you all. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm here today. Just starting out, I'm in the park. So one of the decisions I made in April last year was to think about what was it that I needed to do to get myself back to the Lena of old, which was in my mind, quite a powerful person that always knew where she was going and what she was doing. And what the last 6 years has taught me is that life can throw you an absolute curveball, and the decisions you make when you get thrown a curveball is what really sets you either on the wrong path or the right path. And there's been some decisions I've made along the way. One of them, the one I made April last year, which is to really focus on my mental and physical health. So to come out of chronic illness and to get myself back on track, I made the decision to do something, touch base with something in myself that I hadn't done for a really long time, which is to tap back into my love of nature. My parents were horticulturalists, and I literally grew up in a plant nursery where my parents propagated fuchsias and other lovely plants. And at the time, because they got my brothers and I to do a lot of work in there, I was like, oh God, garden plants, whatever. But you know, as I've grown older and through everything I've gone through, I realised nature was something that was really important to me, both for that physical thing of me getting back out into the world and walking out and getting fit and healthy again, but also from a mental perspective. Like, I was talking to my mum the other day, and shout out to Mum, Margaret Robinson, and my parent, you know, my dad as well. You know, they've both instilled in me this love of nature. But Mum was saying to me she'd really noticed in the last year how much I'd changed for the positive again, and that you could see me starting to be me again after quite a long time. And I put that down to the fact that I made a decision to set up Floralicious, which is an Instagram account. Now that might sound like it's not much, but the reason I set up that account is Floralicious is all about getting out, touching base with two things for me, which is looking after my mental health, dealing with my anxiety, which is what the walking and getting out in nature does, which is why I'm out here today in the lovely park. And it was also about getting back to something that I'd kind of forgotten about, which is I am a very creative person. In the 90s, when I was at school, I learned how to take photographs with non-digital cameras. I used to go into a dark room. Some of you young people, you might quite not know what that is, but essentially it was non-digital camera work where you're still working with film. And I always loved it, and I do paint and draw, but I wanted to combine the two things of creativity, art, and my ability to just express myself, and to open the Instagram account to share it with others, because one of the things for me that's really important is to share joy and share joyful things that I come across with other people. I don't use Instagram, is not for me about showing off or anything like that. It was purely like I wanted to share the beautiful things in this world. There's a lot of crappy stuff that goes on, like what's going on in America, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and we can sit there and look at that all day, or we can make a decision to look at the positive things that are around us. We still live, you know, I'm obviously not from the UK, I'm from New Zealand, but I live in London, and you know, that love of nature for me has always been there, because most New Zealanders do. But I kind of set up the Instagram account literally so that I could share the joyful things that I'm finding in nature to help others. Maybe, who knows how it will reach them. But what I didn't want to do is be a slave to the algorithm. I want to create beautiful imagery to share with other people. And the surprising thing has also been that I'm enjoying the research into the plants and things again. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's about where do those decisions take you in your life. And as a woman, you have to think about where you are, where you want to be, and how do you get there. And I think that comes down to decisions. The decision can be to focus on what you don't have. As a woman, we do have a patriarchal system to a certain degree. No, not a certain degree. We do have a patriarchal system that we can either focus on fighting that, or we can just be the true strength that we have with ourselves, with each other, and we can make decisions on how we approach being a woman in this world. For me, and this is just a personal choice and a personal decision, a personal journey, I am a positive realist. So I like to focus on what I can do, how I can think and adjust, and how I can move forward. So yeah, that's pretty much where I am today. I just wanted to share that with you, and the power of decision making, that every micro decision can take you one way or the other, and nothing is ever really unable to be come back from. It is just a choice, it is a mindset, and it is a way of thinking and a way of living your life. So yeah, pretty much just want to share that. That's Lena Unedited today. I've kind of waffled on a little bit, so who knows how this is all going to go, what it's going to look like, and how you're going to accept it. But welcome to Lena Unedited, and I just want to say to you all, go out there, find joy, try and focus on the good that you can find in the world, no matter what has happened to you. And I'm going to be here often, I think, hopefully. I'm going to talk when I feel like talking. I'm not going to be a slave to the algorithm, just like I decided not to with Floralicious. And I'm hopefully going to post this on YouTube and on Instagram on the FTSQ accounts, whether it be on LinkedIn, Facebook, still on X, but don't really do anything on it, but maybe probably won't do anything on that. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves. Feel free to reach out, ask any questions, especially when it comes to business. I've done many things over the years, so I'll be sharing more of that as we go. But anyway, have a good day, and see you all later. Thanks for listening. Bye.